This is Into the Story, the podcast where you learn English with true stories from all over the world. Stories that connect us and inspire you to get where you want to go. Hello, it's your host Bree, and welcome to Season 7 of Into the Story. Today, we are going to talk about assertiveness. This is confidently expressing yourself while respecting others. How assertive do you think you are? Now, this is something I have to tell you that has been hard for me in my career, but I have been practicing. Now, for you, your answer might depend on your culture, your gender, probably even your age. But no matter where you come from, building assertiveness is really important, not just for you, but also those around you. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter." Today on the podcast, we are going into the story of Emma Walker from Yorkshire, England. As a child, Emma was bullied.
No matter what I do, these girls just don't stop. I feel like the smallest, most pathetic person in the world.
Being bullied is serious. It's something that can destroy lives. And if you ever feel bullied or unsafe, please tell someone you trust. You deserve to be heard and respected, and sometimes asking for help is the best step. But today, you're going to hear how Emma finally learned to say what she needed to say, and how that changed her life. By the end, you'll know a little bit more about how to use assertiveness in your own life to make a difference. Does speaking English in front of others make you nervous? Let's change that. To become a strong speaker is not about studying grammar. It's about simple techniques to make people want to listen. At the start of February, I am hosting a public speaking in English bootcamp. This is a series of live classes and practical exercises where I am going to teach you 4 clear steps for powerful public speaking. And if you register before January 29th, you'll also join an exclusive group session with me where you can ask questions and get personalized advice. Register now at intothestorypodcast.com/speak. Now it's time to look at 5 words and expressions that Emma uses in her story today. The first is sinking or sickly feeling. So both of these expressions, sinking feeling or sickly feeling, are a sudden feeling of worry or fear or sometimes sadness. For example, he had a sinking feeling when he saw the test results. Ooh, we've all been there. Or the scary news gave her a sickly feeling. A sinking or sickly feeling. Next is squishy, S-Q-U-I-S-H-Y. This is an adjective that describes something that is soft and easy to press. For example, the mud felt squishy under her feet, or the squishy pillow was very comfortable. Squishy. Next is to snap. And I'm sure you know this verb. To snap means to break something in half, like a stick, for example. But in today's story, to snap means to speak in a sharp or angry way. For example, she snapped at her employee for being late. Or he snapped, "I don't have time for this." To snap. And then we have relentless. Now, this can be either positive or negative depending on the situation, but relentless means to never stop and to never give up. For example, her relentless hard work helped her succeed, or the relentless rain lasted all week. Relentless. And finally, NUMB, N-U-M-B. And if you are numb, you are unable to feel anything. And this can be physically or emotionally. For example, his hands were numb from the cold. I can tell you, being from Canada, that I know the feeling of having numb hands, also numb toes from the cold. Another example, she felt numb after hearing the bad news. Numb. As always, if you would like to get a free learning pack for this episode, visit intothestorypodcast.com. All right, let's get into the story.
I'm 8 years old. I'm sitting in the back seat of my mum's old bluey, greeny coloured Ford. It's one of those weird colours where it looks green in one light and then blue in another. My mum's driving, and my 2 younger brothers are in the car with us. We're sitting pretty much in silence. The only noise you hear is just the soft hum of the engine and this occasional splutter from the car when my mum tries to change the gears. As kids do, I was imagining this little man running super fast alongside the car, jumping over the houses and ducking under the signs as we passed by. But while I watch this imaginary little man jumping over the houses, I just can't ignore this big, sinking, sickly feeling in my stomach. It feels like I ate a big bag of sand for breakfast. And I can't stop thinking about the fact that today is my first day at a new school. I don't have any friends at this school, I say to Mum. Don't worry, you'll make new friends, she says in this bouncy and optimistic, reassuring tone. We pull into the school car park, and my stomach churns as I grab my bag and reading folder. We're walking to the entrance of the school. Suddenly, I notice my new teacher, Mr. Murray. He greets me with a big smile. He has a big funny mustache and his breath smells of coffee. Hi, Emma. I'm Mr. Murray, your new teacher. How are you? My face turns really hot and red. I'm okay, I mumble, embarrassed. I hug my mum goodbye, trying to hide my red face for a second. All I'm thinking about is that I can't let my new classmates see me for the first time with this bright red tomato face. I catch a whiff of Mum's sickly sweet perfume. It's the kind of smell that gets stuck in your nose for ages and gives you a headache after a while. I can still smell it as I walk and sit down at my desk. The chairs feel cold and hard here. The chairs in my old school were soft and squishy. I don't like it at this school.
Emma feels like she's landed on a strange planet. It's that feeling we have all had on the first day at a new school or job. Everything just looks and feels so different, and you're the only one who doesn't belong. She makes it through the morning, and finally, it's lunchtime.
It's 12 o'clock, or dinner time, as we call it in the north. I'm playing alone when 3 girls from my class come skipping up to me. Do you know what sex is? One asks, giggling. I freeze. Should I know this? They seem to know. Maybe they didn't teach me about this yet at my old school. Yeah, of course, I lie. Well, what is it then? She smirks. I stare at each of their faces, one by one, and all I can feel is my face turning hot and bright red. I feel my hands go all sweaty, so I grab the sides of my dress and crinkle it in my hands to dry them off. I try to think quickly of something I can say, but my mind's just completely blank. Stop it, Lisa! She doesn't know, it's the first day, one of the girls chimes in.
5 years go by. At 13 years old, Emma is still shy and quiet. She still doesn't feel like she fits in. And things do not get easier when she moves from primary to secondary school.
Walking down the musty art corridor of my secondary school. The carpet is a murky brown. The walls are a chaotic mess of student-painted murals, graffiti, and crude drawings. I meet my friends and lean with my back against the wall to join their conversation. "Hiya," I say quietly, but they're too busy chatting to really notice me. I say something about a fit boy from one of our lessons. Honestly, I think none of the boys in my classes are that fit, but I agree with them anyway when they ask me because I don't want to seem weird. Out of nowhere, I see a girl storming over to me and my friends. She's looking directly at me, though. "Oh, God. What have you been saying about me?" she snaps, her face inches from mine. My throat goes instantly dry, and I feel sick. My mind's completely blank. I'm thinking to myself, who even is this girl? And all I can smell is her cigarette breath. "I haven't said anything about you." I feel my entire body shaking. I tuck my hands into my sleeves and I put them behind my back to hide the trembling. I can't let people see me shaking. It's just embarrassing. "Well, I've heard that you've been calling me a slut," she says, putting her hands on her hips. I've never seen this girl in my life. How can I call her a slut? What does slut even mean? I think to myself. Who told you that? I thought that maybe someone had misheard me say something or this girl got the wrong person. I'm not telling you who it was. I just want to know why you've been calling me a slut. I tried to swallow, but my mouth is like a sandpit. I just want to throw up. I look behind her for a split second and see a group of 4 girls all looking at me. One of the girls is Lisa. Suddenly, it clicks. Why did Lisa tell this girl that I called her a slut? What did I ever say to Lisa? "I'm sorry," I mumble to this girl, purely out of fear that she's going to punch me if I don't say anything.
Another couple of years pass by. Emma is 15, and now she is being bullied daily.
It's been 2 years, and the bullying is still relentless. I skip school as much as I can. I sometimes only come in for 2 days a week if I'm lucky. Every day, Lisa and her friends find a new way to make my life miserable. From questioning me on where I got my shoes to, "Why haven't you brushed your hair today? It looks like a bird's nest." It's a fairly normal day and the end of our PE lesson. We're all putting these basketballs back into a bag when Lisa makes a snide comment. "God, you're so bad at basketball." I'm tired and sweaty, and I'm in no mood for this. Without thinking, I snap. "Shut up, Lisa. Nobody even likes you." She walks away without reacting. Wow, did I actually shut her up? I thought to myself, surprised. I walk up to the changing rooms feeling a little proud for sticking up for myself for the first time. While I'm folding my PE kit, I hear a voice behind me. "Oi, why did you say that nobody likes Lisa?" I can tell that it's the same girl who screamed in my face 2 years ago about me supposedly calling her a slut. I panic. Oh, crap. My heart starts pounding out of my chest. I turn to face her. Still riding that tiny wave of bravery that I had earlier, I say, "Because nobody does." Her eyes narrow. "Well, we like her. Who are you to say that when nobody even likes you?" I feel a sudden stabbing sensation, like a knife cut into my chest. Feels like a bag of rocks is sitting in my stomach. I felt sick because she's right. Nobody likes me. I'm sorry. I won't say that again. I feel embarrassed, pathetic, and worthless. It's like, no matter what I do, these girls just don't stop. They just knock me right back down to the bottom of the food chain where I clearly belong. I feel like the smallest, most pathetic person in the world. I feel completely numb as I walk through the door and head outside to my next lesson. I keep telling myself, just one more year of this, Emma. Just one more year of this, and then you're out of here. Me reassuring myself is the only thing that keeps me going.
The years go on, and Emma is now 17. And sure enough, just as she had told herself, Lisa and the other bullies have moved on to a different school.
The girls are gone and studying hairdressing at a college in the next town. I'm in sixth form, preparing to study graphic design at university. The building is brand new. Since starting sixth form, life has been good, calm, almost peaceful. I have friends, good friends. On a fairly normal day, I'm walking down the corridor towards the computer room. I can still smell the fresh paint and new plastic chairs. One of the boys who used to hang around with the girls spots me. He's walking the opposite direction to me. I catch his eye. Suddenly, he smirks and asks me a disgusting question about my boyfriend. I'm so done with this, I think to myself. I snap. Why do you even want to know that? What a weird thing to ask someone, you freak, I say without a hint of hesitation. I feel disgusted by his question. Why do people just think they can ask others such vile and disgusting personal questions? I keep walking, but he slows down to a stop. I can feel him staring at me. He's silent. I carry on walking away into the computer room. I sit down on the chair and look straight down at the keyboard. I'm fuming. My hands are shaking, but this time, it's all with adrenaline and anger. How dare he ask me that, I think to myself. Who the hell does he think he is? After a few seconds, I snap out of my anger. Suddenly, my thoughts switch. Wait, did I actually shut him up? I think to myself. I feel relief, like a weight has been lifted.
And it is at this exact moment in time that everything changes for Emma. She realizes that what she says can reshape her world.
I'm now 32, and I've never allowed a single person to get away with speaking to me like those girls did. I've stood up against bosses, colleagues, strangers, and even ex-partners. The more assertive you are, I definitely feel that life becomes easier. But it's almost like a muscle. Sometimes it's definitely harder to be assertive in certain situations, but then I just think back to situations like this and I think, if I just say something and just communicate, then things can change and everyone can be happier.
Assertiveness is a practice. It is not about suddenly becoming the boldest person in the room. At the beginning of the episode, I told you that this is something that I have been working on. It's actually something I have been working on my entire career, and I can tell you that assertiveness is good for everyone. It's all about starting where you are, taking a single small step towards standing up for yourself, or just saying what needs to be said. Emma gave some advice that I absolutely agree with. It's starting with something simple. Just say no to something that doesn't feel right. And slowly, with time, you will build confidence to take on more challenging situations. Emma Walker is a pronunciation coach who turns complex theory into fun, practical tips. She has helped over 1 million learners speak with clarity and accuracy. If you would like to sharpen your own pronunciation, you can find her on YouTube at Pronunciation with Emma. Thanks for listening. I hope that you enjoyed the story and found it useful. Follow Into the Story wherever you get your podcasts so that you never miss a new episode. And if you want to speak with more impact, you can sign up for my newsletter at intothestorypodcast.com, where you'll also find free learning packs for every episode. If you're ready to become the kind of speaker who inspires others and opens doors in your career, you can join my public speaking and English bootcamp, which is a series of live classes and practical exercises where I am going to teach you 4 clear steps to powerful public speaking. You can sign up now at intothestorypodcast.com/speak. Okay, until the next time, I hope that you have a good time, or at least a good story to tell.